Hey everybody, welcome back. I know I'm a little delayed on this, but I hope everybody out there had a good Thanksgiving. Hope everybody out there is staying safe. I know I was a little busy lately, but had some good time. Took a little bit of time to relax to myself and everything. But I am back, and I'm going to combine episodes 8 and 9 of Yashahime discussion right here, and kind of I don't know about like rant, but just kind of like talk about some stuff that's sort of like bothering me with the series, I suppose. But there was like good and bad in these episodes, and I'll try and I guess focus more on 9 because by the time people are watching this, like eight's very very old news. I know, um, but yeah, I know like this series. I am enjoying it. I want to set that like first and foremost that it is something that I am enjoying watching. I'm starting to sort of think that like I kind of would have rather binged this, but I mean I know like you guys tend to like these episode discussion videos and stuff like that, so I'm going to keep doing them. It's not like a punishment or anything, but I'm starting to think that this series might be better like consumed all at once. But yeah, let me know if you disagree with me about that down below. I'm sure people out there are probably on both sides of the fence on that. But let's talk about episode 8. I have a few notes on it. Good. What I liked about it, Riku continues to be interesting. This is a character that is seemingly very very powerful, as we see at the sort of conclusion of this episode. Just literally, just touching the pearl and just wiping one of the four perils from existence. He has a cool discussion with is it Jiubei is the guy's name, the guy with all the bounties, uh, and Jiubei is talking about how Riku could easily like wipe out the four perils himself with his power, but he has this weird tie-in to like he only will kill those who he loves or something like that. Uh, and he just I think he's always correcting people's like taste or judging people's like tastes. I believe that's what it is, and seems to not like the four perils, um, and has this weird thing where he's only going to kill those that he is fond of, and so seemingly gonna let it like play out between like the perils and the main characters of the series, and try to get all the pearls for himself. So interesting. I'm really into antagonists, and I think that in this series we kind of need some stronger antagonists, in my opinion, and I think Riku could hopefully become that. Continues to be a very very interesting character. I was a big fan of the whole. I don't know if I want to say the entire fight with Kyuki here, but the sort of like the big the dragon wave attack, whatever it's called, from Toa. Um, that part like looked really cool. I do sort of think that again positives and negatives with this, and I kind of understand why this is. So this is probably going to seem like a very very much of a nitpick, but I kind of am tired of Toa just kind of having like ass pulls like out of thin air, like just sort of like I get it, she's like the main character and all, but Moroha's still my favorite of the three, and Setsuna I feel like could get a whole lot more screen time. Like I wish that those two would sort of like step up and save the day once in a while. Um, Maybe that's just me. Maybe it's a nitpick. I don't know. I get it. It's supposed to be development of Toa and stuff like that, and that did seem like kind of fast for a while. It's I'm not like super bothered by it. Like I'm not like offended by it. I still think that Toa is an interesting character, not a bad character. Um, but I gotta say, I gotta comment also on this. This I don't. The thing I really don't like is sometimes like sort of the enemy designs of late, and some like character design choices. Like it just seems like almost like it always feels like almost like ripped out of like Digimon or something, where it's like, but I know that they're based upon some I think, Chinese mythology or something like that. But come on, Kyuki like looked interesting, like before. Like this, like she looks interesting. She looks like powerful. Like this to me looks like some weird like fanfic creature. I don't know. I don't. I didn't like her evolved form here. Um, and very disappointing in terms of like strength. I think like these peril fights are ending far too quickly, and I feel like we're really stepping on the gas pedal with these. But let me know if you guys agree or disagree on that. I get it. They're probably like heading toward other things like down the line. Hopefully, we're gonna continue with this dream butterfly thing because they ask about that like every episode. They keep going to Jiobei or whatever his name is about it. Of course, he doesn't know anything about it. We keep asking him. We keep wondering how we're going to do this. Setsuna says, "Nah, don't worry about it." Towa's like, "Nah, fam, we're gonna help you." Um, it's just kind of redundant. Like I get it. Like that's why you're here. Like we don't need to keep drilling it into our heads that that's why you're here. Um, um, yeah, I don't know. And then I guess we could sort of like get to 9, I suppose, episode 9. Oh well, also in 8, I did want to mention the dream sequence. This was interesting, and interesting also that Kyuki can see these dream things. Where we have the characters asleep and put to sleep, and each one dreaming a different, like each one dreaming someone else's dream. So you had a little raccoon guy dreaming somebody else's dream and so forth. And we see sort of flashbacks of the characters from the original show. We see Moroku in one, with Jubei actually in there. We see Inuyasha and Kagome in there, and then obviously, presumably, there's Shishomaru in the background, with, I believe, Kirin Maru. So you wonder what is really going on there. They sadly send their baby Moroha away with Hachi. It's cool to see Hachi again. But this was interesting. I like little touches to the previous series. And I am not one that's like... I'm not incredibly upset that we're not seeing more of the previous characters. Like, they had their time in the sun. Like, they really did. I enjoy, like, I don't think it's a bad thing to see them, but I don't think that we need to, like, see them, like, a ton. Like, I don't agree with people that say, that think that's like the number one thing that we need to solve here, when we already got the problem with the dream butterfly, and we already got the perils going on. Let the characters in this series have their own problems and solve their own shit, in my opinion. But yeah, episode 9. What we got this Konton guy, the next peril. He's interesting. I like his little mustache. I also enjoy how he fights. Kind of reminds me of, obviously, like Moroku, but also of kind of like just like with the little seals, like Sheena from Tales of Symphonia. But I don't know, interesting antagonist here, and I like how he's getting more than the one fight treatment. He seems to be obviously more capable than the previous perils that we fought before. I guess that would make sense. You would assume that they progress. Interesting personality as well, about how he seems to want to like refine things or something like that. And he's like, he takes like land over and is like thinking that he's like improving stuff. I don't know. It's sort of interesting personality, interesting fighting style, I suppose. And episode 9 was really sort of like a more relaxed one, where we get this confrontation with him and these like turtle demon people. And it was interesting. It did, I think, what it needed to do, established another peril. And added a little more to Towa's sort of combat nature, when like this guy was wearing the shell armor that Towa's attacks were seemingly not very good against. They didn't have demonic energy that she could like absorb, and it was interesting that she just sort of like pumps demonic energy into it, and it sort of like reawakens the spirit, I guess, of the big turtle guy. Yeah, I don't know. He's like this guy's design is okay. I know I was knocking the Perils designs. I like the bone guy. I don't remember his name at this point, but the first Peril was pretty cool. I guess I was just really disappointed by Kyuki because this guy's okay. I think that they could be better, but like as enemies, I kind of have a higher standard with the Inuyasha franchise. I don't know. Like there are crappy enemies in the original series. Like don't get me wrong, but I don't know. If you're gonna have this collective that is incredibly well known, like infamous, I suppose. I think that they should get like better combat and stuff. I don't know. Maybe I'm being too harsh after being a little tired here after Thanksgiving weekend and so forth. But yeah, I don't know. But I still thought it was an okay episode. It was kind of touching what we had with the little turtle girl and her dad. And it's interesting how they tie like their lifespan into it. How like the little one is like 50 years old or something like that, but she's still like a child and would need like another 50 years to become powerful. But cool interactions with like moral hostile best of the three, like by a mile still. Like the other two, specifically I guess like Setsuna I would really like more development on. But I feel like I'm being harsh on these. I like the show, guys. I promise. Um, but I am interested to see what happens. I'm very interested to see what we do with Riku. Very interesting, powerful character. And how that is going to tie with Kirin Maru, who we still haven't seen since then. Yeah, I don't know. Let me know what you guys thought about this week's episode of Yashahime. Again, I hope you all had a wonderful Thanksgiving wherever you are, and I hope you are being safe. And thank you to the people that support me on Patreon. You guys are awesome. If you like what we're doing here, please hit that subscribe button down below. It really helps a lot. The channel's been growing a lot lately, despite some of my late efforts with videos and stuff like that. Thank you for supporting me this entire time, and thank you. My name is Miasma, and I'll see you next time.